Welcome. Hello. Hey Archer. I understand where you're at, and I understand that you might feel upset about not knowing how to start up an aircraft. Well, I'm here to show you how to start up an aircraft. I'll make a couple videos for you, and this first one is starting up a Cessna 152. First thing we want to do is go to World Map, choose where we want to fly. So for an example, I'm going to go to, where is it? Here. I'm going to go to Archfield. Before I pick my gate, I've found my location. I want to go up here, click here, and I want to scroll down to find my aircraft and the aircraft I want. Today, we're going to use the 152. I'm going to click on it. You can do whatever you want here. You can choose deliveries. Yeah, you can choose weight and balance. You can make however heavy you want to. You can put failures on. You can customize it. Actually, you could do that. You can do whatever you want to do here. So once you're done, you want to go and select your parking. Now I'm just going to go this one because it's right next to the runway. We're going to hit set as departure. So we will spawn here cold and dark. Alright, over here it shows how long each of Archfield's runways are. Up here you can choose your conditions for the flight. You can choose if you want it real time. That makes it night. At the time of recording it's 5:54 PM. You can change the time. You can turn this off, and you can change all types of weather. I'm just going to leave that here for now. And then once you're ready, you can hit fly. Alright, so once you have loaded in, you want to hit ready to fly. And you get spawned into the cockpit of the 152. So here, actually, hold on. Alright, there we go. We're now spawned into the cockpit, cold and dark, of the Cessna 152. We're going to start up here. You don't really need to worry about any of this. It really doesn't matter. Just Cessna logo and some switches. You really don't need to worry about. I don't know what these do. Starting off here, we have the classic 8-pack. Or actually 6-pack, because those are just the same thing. My bad. I'm just gonna click that there. So this is our airspeed indicator, which is, we get this data from our pitot tubes, which you can see here, and yeah, here. And then here is our attitude indicator, our gyro. So it shows up, down. Here, I'll turn on the battery. Oh, actually, no. Turn that off. That's our turn coordinator. So when we're turning, it'll in the air. And this is our direction. So north, south, east, west. Altitude, vertical speed, and heading bug. Over here is all our comms. So look, you can see here. Sorry for that. I'm not on the network, but the Unicom, this is Unicom 122.8, and so now I'm talking to that, and I can go blah 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 and talk on ATC. I'm going to turn my battery off for now. Down here is our parking brake. This is our fuel quantity, our oil temperature, and our oil pressure. You want to be looking at this when I turn that on, so it shows we have around 50 gallons in each tank. Or I don't know actually how much. Then oil temperature won't be that high because we haven't started the engine yet. Down here is our primer. So before starting the aircraft, you go 1, 2, 3. Our master avionics switches. So that's turn the batteries on. Our magneto switch. Right, and then our glare shield, you don't really need to. And then here's all our lights. So our dome lights, none of these will work actually. Here, I'll turn all pitot heats, all lights, and I'll go out here. Oh my god, Evie, shut up. Go out here and you can see lights are all on. And I don't know if you remember, but when I was in the main menu and I changed my thing to Whiskey Whiskey Mike, it actually changed it, so that's now my tail number. Okay, anyway, mixture here. So when you are starting the engine, I'll get into this later, you want that full rich. And this is what I really like about your yoke, and my yoke has one as well, but it doesn't really work. The trim wheel. So if it goes down, it means your nose is pitching up, and if it goes down, it means you're going down. Don't really need to worry about this, I reckon just leave it in. I've always left it in. Here's your flaps. My battery's off, I'll just turn my battery on. Look, here. Second notch. Third notch. Final. Oh, that's the final notch. Alright. Now, I will get into starting the engine. You want to make sure that your parking brake is released. You want to prime the engine and turn master on. Prime the engine is primed. You want to do mixture, full rich, open the throttle a 1/4 inch. You want to make sure down here that your fuel valve is on. You want to go to the magneto, go 1, 2, 3, start, and back to both. You can see everything comes to life. This is all coming to life. Our gyro is coming to life. Everything comes to life. This is all coming to life. Our gyro is coming to life. You can see we start moving. So then you want to set your parking brake. And then you can see if I go full throttle, my engine is started. And that is how to start up a 152. Alrighty, so now I'm going to show you how to taxi and take off in a Cessna 152. Before we taxi, we want to go down and turn on our beacon lights, our taxi lights, and our nav lights, and our pitot heat. This keeps that, where we get our airspeed from, cool, or hot. So there's no ice building on it while we're flying. Secondly, actually, we want to go down and set our takeoff flaps. For now, it's 10 degrees. That's what I recommend for all situations. We want to release our parking brake, and give it a little bit of throttle, and you can see we start to move. And for me, I'm using my rudder pedals. You use your triggers. And then we want to taxi down to the runway. And because I parked so close, the runway is right here. Once we get, actually, I'll stop here so you can see the lines. Set my parking brake. If you are on this side of the runway, and you see the solid lines, you have to wait and announce that you are going. You can't just go straight through. And if there's ATC, you have to wait and tell them and ask them if you are cleared to go through. If you're on that side and there's the the dashed lines, you can go straight across, no worries, and then hold on the other side. Alright, now that we've got that out of the way, let's go ahead and taxi onto the runway. Now, with these planes, the single engine, because the prop is going clockwise, it wants to turn, you'll see, it wants to turn to the left. Don't let it, so you always have to have a bit of right rudder. Alright, now we are on the center line. We can make sure mixture is full rich. We go half throttle, and then full throttle. Now we can make sure that oil pressure and oil temperature is rising. It's all in the green. Airspeed is coming alive. And at 40 knots, we can rotate up into the sky. And we are flying. Alright? We are flying. You can see here that our turn indicator, as we turn, it goes to the right. As we move our rudder, that moves as well. So we don't really want to go past this line. We just want to stay really at maybe 15 degrees actually of climb, so we get a sufficient climb, and then if we're too slow, we want to be climbing around at that speed. And then once we get to, let's say 400, and then once we get to, let's say 400 feet, sorry, we can bring our flaps up. And once we get to around 500 feet, we can start our right turn. Now make sure that this does not go past that white line there. You want to keep it on that white line when you're turning. And that is how to take off a 152. Okay, so this is how to land a 152. So once you, oh, actually, I'm going to come back and circle around. So if you're too fast, just come back, circle around, making sure that you're keeping your good turning angle, and if you get too slow, just give it a bit of power. So at this speed, you want to go around flaps 1, and you want to be staying within this white arc here of speed. If you get too low, I recommend giving it more power. You want to stay within this arc. Alright, now that I'm coming around, I'm going to go from the second notch of flaps, and once I get onto final, I will probably give it my last notch of flaps. So see, I'm getting too low on my speed here. I want to keep it in that white arc and don't get too slow, because I do not want to stall. And then right now I'm probably going to go my large notch of flaps. Alright, final notch has extended. We have around 30 degrees of flaps at the moment. Okay, in a situation like this where you are too high, you could go around, or you could commit to what's called a side slip. So go idle and go full right rudder. And if you're going full right rudder, you want to dip the left aileron down and push down. You can see I'm diving and not gaining too much speed. And once you get to the right altitude, you can pull out of the dive and go back to your normal pitch. But for me, I'm going to keep sticking it down. Once you get to around here, you want to look to the end of the runway. Start your flare. Look down, look down, look down, hold the flare, hold the flare. Bingo. And then you want to use your brakes. Remember, keep center line, not